Good day everyone. In today's tutorial, I'll be demonstrating how to install and configure DHCP on the Windows Server R2 virtual machine. DHCP is essentially a network protocol that enables the server to automatically assign an IP address to a computer. So the first thing you're going to need to do is open your server manager. Next, you're going to need to select Add Rules. This is the startup menu for the wizard. I'll select Next. And you're going to need to select the DHCP server option. You click Next again. And this page basically illustrates some introductory information on what DHCP server is about. When you finish reading that, you can click Next. We currently only have one network adapter for our connection options, and it has already been selected, so I'll continue by clicking Next. Here we will be able to specify DNS settings that will be assigned to our client machines. We will need to validate that this is our DNS server address, so I'll click Validate, and it is valid. We have no alternate DNS server address, so I'll just continue by clicking Next. If you have a Win server on your network, you can specify the IP address for it. Currently we don't have any, so I'll just continue on by clicking Next. We will need to specify the range of IP addresses we want to assign to the client devices. This is done by using what is called a scope. It is good practice to specify a range that doesn't include key devices because it may cause IP conflicts. I'll select Add, and I'll name my scope Scope 1. My starting range will be 192.168.0.11, and I'll end it at 192.168.0.250. Okay, so I'll activate this scope by selecting OK. Then I'll click Next. For this tutorial, I'll be disabling the DHCP v6 option because we currently don't have any IPv6 addresses on the network. So I'll disable that now and click Next. I'll select the default option, which is use the current credentials, and I'll move on, click Next. And here is a basic summary of what we've done so far in our configuration. And now I'll just click Install. So DHCP is being installed onto our R2 machine. And the installation has been successful, so now I'll just close this. So now I'll just close this off, and I'll reboot the server. Okay, so I have rebooted and logged back in, and now just open the Start menu, and as you can see, our DHCP snapping has been installed. I'll just open it. I'll open our server machine, then our version 4, and as you can see, our scope is right here, and we can view our address pool, which was defined earlier, .11 to .250. Okay, so now I'm just going to go into my client machine. For this video, I'll be using Windows Vista, and I'm going to need to go into the Network and Sharing Center. Then click on View Status, then Properties, and you're going to select the version 4 protocol and go into its properties. You're going to need to select two options. You're going to need to change the machine from use the following IP address to obtain an IP address automatically, and also the same for obtaining the DNS server address automatically. Okay, so I'll select OK and close. Now if you were to go into the details of the connection, you can see that our DHCP has been enabled. The lease was obtained on November 26th and it expires on December 4th. Our DHCP server has been assigned. Okay, so now I'll just click close and close up this window as well. And now I'll need to do one last thing. I'll open my command prompt and type in the string IP config/all. Okay, so as you can see, our DHCP has been enabled, and our machine has been given an address of 192.168.0.11. And if you remember, our scope excluded the first 10 numbers, so that's why it's starting at 11. And it's got the default subnet mask of 255. So now everything seems to be working correctly. So that brings an end to our tutorial. I hope it was helpful.